Well,
So this is actually going to be the start of it, or we can split this out as something.
yeah, it's totally fine.
Yeah,
That's why I
that's
just
fine.
turned
This
it
is
on.
just
We
us
were just
fucking around.
moving, and I liked what we were saying.
I liked it too. So then this will be the continuation of the End of the Death Part 3. We've actually finished it now.
Yeah.
So no, we're not
yeah, not
2/3 and halfway through, respectively.
Oh, I thought we were gonna discuss our feelings.
Oh no, we are. But I was just saying before the last recording was.
Yeah,
we hadn't finished
2 hours left.
Right, we hadn't finished it. Well,
left,
I think I had 2, and you still had like 6 at that time.
Yes.
So we were very far from being done.
But I knew everything up to your point.
Sure.
I'll let you dump on me,
like always. So yeah, so why don't you talk us about what you were feeling with the end of everything?
Well, I like how they tied in. They built in the own fallibility of not rumors, but stories, legends, and how things change. And they pre-built in the Alanius being the lone soldier that, and we all had that theory. Everybody had said it, and
right,
but
right.
that was a neat way to incorporate fan lore. I don't know if it really was.
Well, it's just old
20 plus year old second
lore.
Edition lore or whatever.
Well, because even first edition, there was no like Horus was not. There weren't Primarchs and stuff, so it had to be like second, third edition later on.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. And so each edition they built upon the heresy.
Dwarf,
each time. Sure.
It didn't veer off really too far about where we're going.
I mean, the only thing that people have said that's different is that the original story was that Sanguinius wounded Horus's armor in his final attack before Horus killed the Great Angel. The Emperor to get his final finger in the banging hole.
That's the old Smaug thing.
Sure, but now we know it's the anatheme, right?
It was anatheme. It was able to slip in.
Full circle.
But here's my fucking question. Was Horus really destroyed
fully?
Because that was the story before.
Because so Horus was stabbed with the anatheme all the way back, and that's the catalyst.
The reason he fell.
That's the catalyst, right?
Yeah.
He was stabbed by this fucking blade that was destined to do this shit.
Yep.
Okay. And now he was re-stabbed, but what pisses me off is so was fucking Loken was stabbed with the anatheme.
Well, so
it's like, how is Loken if it's the same thing?
So when they say the anatheme, I wonder because the Interrex, which was the race where they found
there was multiple anathemes,
right?
There was multiple.
Also,
blades.
Erebus broke one into
to
8
multiple
pieces and gave the 8 pieces
to different
to
people,
homies, to captains of the word bearers.
Because that's why it would shock me when the anatheme the Emperor stabbed Horus with shattered and just disintegrated, and then fucking 8 minutes later, Loken gets stabbed with another one.
Yeah.
So then I totally forgot that Erebus had broken them apart.
Yeah, and then there was multiple of them. It was a horde of them because they keep saying, I don't know if the anatheme is what they're calling the stone knife.
The stone knife, because I also thought that was the Fulgurite, but then I guess that's different. It was different because that's what they used to stab Vulcan with.
Yes.
And woke him up.
Crystal that is the Emperor's
power. It is a physical representation of the Emperor's power because a lightning bolt hit a certain spot of Earth
and it just
that was manifested by the Emperor.
And it's what's left over.
Yeah, that's just it's physical residue.
The crust
left
in the bowl after you make cake batter. You know what I mean? It's just it's not fucking really what it is, but it lets you know what it is, boy.
It is because
that's what John Grammaticus stabbed that motherfucker. Yeah. And then he died. He had to die too.
Yes.
That's why he.
It was the sacrifice, right?
But that's what. Okay, so there's
then
another.
How do you make perpetuals? How did the Cabal keep doing that
those
shit?
Were the
right.
Eldar.
Right.
The Eldar were making him a perpetual. He never was a perpetual.
No, he was an artificial perpetual.
He was the linguist. He could understand any language.
Any language, right?
He could communicate with anybody, and then. He met the Emperor when he was a guardsman.
Right.
And the Emperor knew about him, but not that he was a perpetual.
Because he wasn't a perpetual yet. Yeah.
He was just like, I want to talk to you.
Right.
And then before they could speak, he died. And the Eldari
came in and
picked him up off the battlefield or whatever and turned him into a perpetual and then went, if you want to live, do my shit.
Right, because then they did the same thing to Cyrene. AK fucking Catalina
The Cabal.
Moriarty. The Cabal.
So I don't know if it's the Eldari. I believe it's Eldari.
Well, I'm assuming
tech,
it's Dark Eldar and normal Eldar because then Eldran Uthran showed up and was like, "Don't fuck with my dudes. These are my guys." Because then he's the one that was like, "I was the one talking to you, John Dramaticus."
I don't know
the whole time.
I don't know enough of their shit.
I don't either, but I just know
understand their terminology to what people are.
What they call us monkeys.
The Durakai.
The Drakari are the dark ones.
The dark ones. Yeah. The Dark Eldar.
Yeah.
And there's
the Eldari are the good ones. And then you have the combination of the... Was it the Essene or some shit like that? Where they are now? Because then they're the third faction. They're the ones that are combined. They're the one that has your Frame, the chick that became the Nid, the undead. Or the dead.
And then what are
warrior.
Harlequins?
Harlequins were dudes that...
They're by themselves.
Right, they're like their own faction. Because they have their own god. They have Sugar Gorath, the laughing god. Yeah. Because they have their own shit.
Wabbajack.
Yeah, Wabbajack.
But John Grammaticus is now walking through eternity tying...
Dude, that sucks, bro. The dude's just sitting there in time, bro. And
forever.
Just cutting holes through space to go through again and just tie a fucking knot again. Until he dies.
Until a demon comes and gets him. Until the Emperor
Well, did the Emperor fix his perpetualness? Because he healed them all.
No.
Boom.
No. Well, I don't know because his perpetualness wasn't natural.
It wasn't natural. It was artificial.
And the Eldari took it away from him after he revived Vulcan.
Just saying, the Emperor was like, "Hey, bro, you guys got some shitty guns and some fucking broken shit. Boom, you're healed. Brand new guns."
Brand new Anathane.
I just love that because it's like he's the Messiah too, and you're like, I forget that.
Yeah, I love that. Anathane. Well, he's the fucking...
He's the God Emperor, bro.
Things are atoms and molecules,
right,
bitch,
right.
not wood and metal.
I just forget it because it's like this dude's just walking through armies, bro, and it's just like word bearers dead, fucking Dreadnought dead,
Neil.
Yeah, just fucking everything, just wiping shit off. You're like, oh yeah, this is the Emperor. And then he's like, turns around, and he's like, hey, bro, your wounds healed, your broken gun fucking healed.
He doesn't even have to say it. Because
he's just like
you're
this.
Close to him.
It's not. He doesn't have to do anything. It's just an aura. It's an aura.
Because the Emperor's graced your sight.
It is.
You're fucking healed. Your clothes are fixed.
You were probably half blinded. Your fucking mouth was broken. Your spinned up teeth, and suddenly you're, I'm beautiful again.
I'm great.
I can do it, bro. Golden.
Fucking awesome.
Golden. Hey, let's go and kill the fucking Horus now. Let's go. Let's go kill your favorite son. Well, one of your favorite sons. After he just killed your other favorite son.
Must be done.
Yeah. That was sad, bro. Just the Blood Angels having to mourn for fucking Sanguinius after what they did. And then fucking Amet meeting up with the other fucking Space Wolf. And he's just like, what? All these bodies in a tunnel behind him. Why did I stop here? Why did the body stop here? And the fucking Space was like, because that's where you stopped, bro.
Why are you holding that axe up?
Because you're a monster, and I just watched you butcher everybody in your sight for like the last hour.
Why is this taste in my mouth?
That's like a gallon of blood that you've been just sucking on, bro.
More than a gallon.
Well, I mean, it's just layer upon layer, just dried.
Intestines stuck between your teeth in the back. You know what I mean?
Bro, and the fact that this is the motherfucking flesh terror himself going, who the fuck am I? I did something really bad.
That he totally forgot. Once they said his name.
Yeah, you're like, oh. You're like, bro.
That's right. Dude, where's my car?
Right. Like.
But it was the first time. It was the
he had fallen to the black or the red rage before, though.
In the warp. Oh, well, technically, did he?
He did, because remember they butchered the Space Wolves before when they first fell.
Well, not the red tier, but
yeah. Well, that's when the red tier fell and it got fucked up, and then they had to repair it for a minute. Yeah, they had to go to Ultramar and do that shit.
He was the one, huh?
Yeah, what? Yep. Because then that's when he came to Sanguinius and told him, and was like, you gotta, where the bodies at? Like, we buried them. Good. We're gonna keep them buried. We're gonna tell nobody, because if one of our only friends finds out that we just butchered dudes that they sent specifically to hang out with us and make sure we didn't fuck up, and we fucked up hard, can't tell them. Okay? Gotta keep it between us. So yeah, so
how are you supposed to?
But
tell
then that's
mom
the
and
thing.
dad you
This
killed
is
the
not even the
babysitter?
same though. Like it really isn't though. Like sure, it was a 1/10 of like what the Black Rage could have been, or what it was, right?
Well, what Red Thirst
Well,
back then?
Well, not the Red
That
Thirst,
was
but
only corn.
that was that was corn as fuck with them, right? So,
Yeah.
so this is like this is not even comparable. Like sure, you
And
could say they got a drop of
It
it.
wasn't even corn, right? It was Cabana.
It was Cabana under corn. Yeah, he
but
was
he
corn
like
buster.
fucking waved his sword and it fucking everybody just
Right.
tripped.
Because then that's the thing. It's like what? So they're saying, oh, it's the psychic backlash, but we never saw like a psychic. Like we never were like, okay, his soul left his body and like the fucking reverberation out was like fucking so crazy. You know what I mean?
I think they said that.
Did they? I'm not going back and listen to that.
Yeah, they had it.
But I just thought that it was like, okay, he has no soul. Because that was weird too. Is like he's just lifeless and
soulless eyes and
soulless eyes.
So I mean, I totally understood. Like he's not in the physical form anymore.
Well, people are online are saying that Horus killed him, like obliterated his soul and shit too. But that's the thing is like you
already have lore, canon lore,
right.
Mephiston fucking
right. That's what I'm saying.
Talking to that motherfucker 3 times.
Right.
Dante talking to that motherfucker 3 times. Who's he fucking talking to then? The Emperor
right.
pretending to be Sanguinius?
Like, okay, who's the fuck right?
If that motherfucker, I am already pissed that the Emperor pretended to be fucking Loken.
That was
I knew, and the only reason why I'm pissed is because every time that dude was talking, I was like, fuck yeah, Loken, say that shit.
Well, Testify. I re-listened to that, and it's you can totally tell it's not Loken though.
I know,
because the way he's talking is like the whole time you're like,
because I was like, oh, you're using big words.
Stop.
You know,
you don't, dude. We've been with Loken for fucking books, bro.
Yes,
this is the main guy.
Yes,
you know it, bro. And so like, but at the time when you're first listening to it or first reading it, you don't pick up.
I'm just going
because you're just going with it, right?
Burning through it.
Boom, boom. But you're like, okay. That makes total sense because Horus is an egomaniac, right? So of course his flaw is his fucking ego, right? He can look at your flaw and tell you exactly what your flaw is, but his own fucking flaws he can't see, right? So of course when Loken's like, well, you just need to give it up. You won. Just give up the power. You don't need it. You said you did. You were going to give it up before. Yep. Once you won, well, you won. Your dad's dead. Give it up.
His fucking brain
and then he's like, bam, swats Loken away. Loken goes flying. And then he gives up the power. Because he's like, just for an instant. I let it slip. And then the fucking Chaos Gods were mad. And then it poured out of me like blood. And it pulled.
I did like that.
That was cool. I liked how this description of it. That was fucking cool.
I did like that whole description.
I really did too.
I did like that he totally realized he's like, it's not going to come back easier.
Oh, I fucked up, and I realized why Dad didn't tell us and wanted to keep it a secret, and why he's been just doing the shit he's been doing. I totally get it, bro. Hey, I fucked up. Yeah, but then he's like, oh, I need this I need it back. Because then he's like, oh. What did he say? He looked at Loken, and Loken was still on the ground where he had kicked him or where he pushed him, but Loken was next to him. And then it wasn't Loken, it was his dad. Yep. And then he was all...
It was his dad's face.
Yeah, it was his dad, and his dad fucking shunked him. Right in the heart. Right in the hearts. And then I did like Loken where he's like there's no way that fucking blade should do it. Like it's just a fucking... It's rock.
It's flat, yeah.
It's rock, bro, and you're going against black Terminator armor, a Primarch armor. Secret made by Calbor Hal himself, the fabricator general of the Dark Mechanicus. Because it's not fucking... It's whatever. It's a sentient blade that needs to be whatever fed.
So that was the thing. Well, that was the thing with Intrax. They explained it as like technology so far beyond. Yeah. So I'm wondering if it's like Necron shit or old one shit.
No, I don't think that. It might be old one shit, but it's because I did think that was interesting where they talk about how the blades are almost sentient because they have such a one mind to just kill. That's all it wants to do. It just wants to kill, and so it's almost a sentient weapon in its thing. I'm gonna have to go back and re-listen to the whole fucking thing again, and just fucking watch. Okay, so get through Dorn, Constantine Valdor, just a couple handful of custodians show up. And of course, the Emperor is ruined, right? Arm gone, eye gone, fucking hole in the throat because he was fucking stabbed. And then the tarot stuff, right? I thought that was a little weird, where they're like, "Oh, the Emperor left us a message in the tarots," and then Li Tu is like, "I can read the tarots. Let me do it." And so they do the tarot, and then they're like, "Oh, we got to take him back to the Golden Throne," and that was Malcador's last mission, or last request. Because then then he's like, "Oh, I remember what Malcador told Dusk."
Yeah, bring him back.
Hours and hours. I understand they're Primarchs and they got fucking. They can recall everything at all time, right? Like they can have full conversation. They can remember full conversations how they happen, right? I get it. Totally get it. I just thought it was funny that at that moment he was like, "I totally remember Malcador telling this motherfucker, bring him back," and so that's what this means now. Yep. You know, he's like, "I connected the dots. Boom, boom, boom."
Put his ass in the seat.
Yeah, and then they recover Ferrus Manus' skull. Yep. So the Iron Hands can have their skull. So I thought that was pretty cool. Because it was always like, if Horus has the skull, how the fuck do you guys have the skull?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like somehow he's going to end up, right? So then that's cool because then it's not a fake. Because that's one of the things. It's like, is it really Ferrus Manus' skull?
Well, I didn't like that they did that with his hands. Because where's his hands?
They also have that too because his hands got cut off.
Yeah. So
well, because I thought for a minute there were those Medusans or dudes that were working.
They pretended.
But I thought they recovered one of his hands or some of his hands. That was that they were pretending they were the hands.
They recovered one hand.
Okay.
Or you think it's a hand.
It's a hand.
It's just
right.
a silver hand.
It's just a silver hand, right?
And they made an animatronic body with a
right.
hood.
Yeah, that was weird.
And you would ask it a question and it would fucking put its fingers up or not. And they're like, "See, it's Ferrus Manus. He's still good. He's just healing. You can't see past the hood." And you're like, "Yo, you Ferrus?" And it's all...
no.
Just a couple fingers, you know, and you're like,
two in the pink and one in the stink.
Right? No, that's not really the shocker. The shocker is the one in the pink.
Yeah, there you go.
But then, yeah, Vulcan shows up and he's like, "My brother, let me talk to my brother." And they're like, "Oh, you can't talk to him." And he's like, "He's my fucking brother, yo. And who's going to stop me?"
I'm a Primarch, bro.
You're 15 foot. That's cool. That's cute. I'm 35 foot.
It's like you're 8 feet tall. I'm fucking 17, bro.
Yeah. What about it, child?
I'm the biggest Primarch.
The biggest.
Vulcan just want hug.
Yeah.
Crush.
Well,
Vulcan, you love too hard.
Maybe Magnus. Magnus was a pretty tall one before.
And then, yeah, but of course you can be like, because he can change his height and shit. He can always do that before.
Well, remember? Yeah, but I think
he can always swell up or do shit. Well, he always had natural abilities.
He turned himself into a titan.
Sure. That's what I'm saying. He always had that weird ability of being like.
That's why he looks like that.
Somewhere in the corner over there.
Yeah.
Can't see it.
Yeah.
He's over there though.
I don't know. And yeah, Dorn getting him.
Dorn, they take him back and they put him on the throne,
having the whole moment. But him, you know, I wish they wouldn't put him on the seat. Well, then fucking. Don't.
Yeah, but you guys are like, we know we had to because this was the plan the whole time.
Yeah.
Because it's not the Emperor that needs the Golden Throne; it's the Golden Throne that needs the Emperor.
Yeah, because what?
Because otherwise the Chaos Gate that is fucking the Webway portal, the Eternity Gate would open and suck everybody back inside.
Yeah,
that's the only thing I can think of because that's the whole reason why he was chilling.
That's why he had to be there because Magnus ripped it apart.
Right, and then of course you can go back.
He'd be able to put him back up.
Well, I was gonna say
he put him up in the first place.
Magnus was the backup though. Magnus was the battery. Magnus was the
but it
charge.
Wasn't supposed to.
It was never
that.
No, but
it wasn't supposed to be required.
No. But it was if it had to be, it was going to be Magnus.
It was supposed to make Magnus equal or close to the Emperor so that they could dip off together and go explore space together.
Maybe
because
but that's the Emperor, bro. Is the Emperor really like that fucking close to you? Like the Emperor's using everybody.
Think about being the Emperor eventually. Yeah, he's using everybody, but eventually, would you
want to have somebody to hang out with?
Somebody to hang out with.
Yeah, sure.
And
sure.
the physical realm is not the real realm. It's
no,
only
and especially when there's
one
the
of
lore
so
of
many aspects, and so the only other son that can relatively motherfucker was swimming the ocean
when he was a baby. So remember they talked about?
Yeah, so picture
they were always in communication.
Yep. That when he was in the test tube, he was like, "What the fuck am I?"
Even when he was shot into space into another planet, he's like, "Hey, Dad, I'm over here.
I'm over here.
I need help.
I'll come get you."
All right, son. I'll be there in a couple years.
30 years.
I gotta get some of your brothers first. I gotta pick up some of your brothers
30
first.
Years. Shit get weird in the war, you know? Sometimes you get picked up and thrown somewhere else, you know?
Sometimes you're the one that goes out for the cigarette and don't come back for a couple years.
Yeah, you know?
It just happens.
Sometimes you go out and get the cigarettes before you even know that you need
them. You need the cigarettes.
So then when you go out to get the cigarettes, you look down, or they look down in their cigarettes, and then they know, you know?
Damn, warp crazy, bro.
Warp crazy.
Warp fucking crazy.
They are by your side. They are the footsteps you hear.
Okay,
my boy Loken, dude.
All right, we're gonna get Loken. Okay, I liked Abaddon and him confronting each other. I thought that was great.
Fuck Erebus.
Yeah, fuck Erebus though. All right,
fuck him,
dude. You had the same reaction I did, bro.
Fuck him.
Erebus showing up
and not even
out of
bullshit,
nowhere.
not even fucking out of nowhere,
no,
and
just out of nowhere, bro.
One poke. I got thrown by a fucking evil god across the vengeful fucking spirit into a fucking pylon.
Dude,
and yes, I'm alive
Loken.
only because he was my dad and didn't want to kill me and intentionally didn't kill me. But he also intentionally took me to the fucking brink.
Yeah.
And that's what it took to get to the fucking brink. And then you show the fuck up and you just go boop and I fucking wilt. My fucking knees drop and I'm just gone.
Yeah.
What happened?
Yeah.
Who used to be there? What the fuck? Why is Loken on the ground? I had to kill him.
He's the worst traitor of all time.
Plan. I had to.
He's a traitor of traitors, bro. He was
Ah.
always gonna betray you. Even though he said, I'll let you go and I'll hunt you down, but I won't kill you. But I'll always be there to tell you fucked up, Abaddon. And Abaddon was like an inch away from being like, I'll go back and I'll sue for mercy. Please. I'll bend the knee. I'll bend it, bro. It was so close, bro. That's why Erebus had to come in and be like, shh. Bam. Bam.
Yeah,
Bam.
sure. It would be the example. They would murk Abaddon in a heartbeat, bro. They would know. That would be the stupidest thing for him to do.
Exactly.
That would be the dumbest thing for Abaddon.
Everybody knows, bro.
They're
dude's
fucking
dumb.
every single one of them. You go back.
But they even say that in that. They're like, Gilman's here.
Hell, you would not
fucking Dorn is here.
No.
The Lion is coming. And so is fucking Russ.
No.
And Korax.
No. Well, you never know. We do have Operation Paperclip, U.S. military, 1945.
Yeah.
Want to talk about a couple NASA employees?
I'm good.
Okay.
So then, of course, the big reveal is that Samus, the demon that Loken fought all the way back in the Whisperheads in book fucking 1, and has been dealing with Loken.
Who he just fought. Who just had to fight the blind.
Well, he showed Loken, here's the fucking truth. He showed him the fucking truth, bro. He gave his mind all the insight.
Yeah, he did.
Because remember, he was like,
he didn't get that insight. And now the entire time, Samus is having to do that. Because if he doesn't, then he'll never save the Emperor.
Right. Well, it never exists. Right.
And it'll all fucking happen. Yeah. So without Samus is actually the hero of the whole story.
It's the circle, bro.
Of the whole
Ouroboros.
Of the whole
thing. The whole story. I was there the day the Horus slew the Emperor. I was also there the day I became a fucking demon because Erebus is a fucking cunt. And I fucking hate Erebus.
My boy Loken, dude. Can't that motherfucker rest? Sure. We'll kill him. Sure.
Have Abaddon him fight. Have the last showdown, bro.
Have Abaddon just be like, nah, fuck you, bitch, and fucking stab. I would rather have Abaddon be a cunt and stab him, and I can use that to hate Abaddon for all the Black Crusades and all the shit and everything.
And that would make him evil, right? That would make you hate him. That'd be like, this motherfucker.
I already hate Erebus.
When fucking Loken was giving him the hand, fucking... He came around and fucking stabbed him. And you're like, fuck him. He's a fucking cunt. I can't wait till Sigismund fucks him up in 1,000 years.
Yes.
Just to just to spite that fucker.
Woo!
But Loken can't, because now he's fucking Samus, the demon.
But at least him and Torgaton are kicking it in demon place.
I thought he fucked Torgaton up, though. I thought he destroyed Torgaton's soul and shit. And he was like, thank you, brother, for releasing my human spirit. Because
Tormageddon.
Oh, yeah. And then,
Yeah, he did. Yeah. The demon that possessed Torgaton.
Yeah.
The whatever the being that is now Tormageddon. Because it's something totally fucking different, but it's the same. But it's the guy, but it's not. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. So him, bro, then just hanging out in the demon land.
But they're still kicking it before that because it's after.
Yeah. Well, yeah, because in the warp there's no space or there's no time, right?
Yeah.
So before is after, and after is before. Yesterday was today. Today was tomorrow. So
if he doesn't go back,
what's the thing, right? So then, like, the Dark King is still there, just chilling, waiting. Right? The city's still there, just waiting.
Yes, I did like that.
Horus and the Emperor are still fighting.
That was one thing that I didn't finish talking about, the Eternal City or whatever. That's like the Eternal Battlefield.
Yeah, I like that.
Where they're talking about the desert dropping into the sky from the fucking corner of motivation and inspiration or whatever.
Yeah, it's very Armageddon.
Yeah, but it was just like things just fucking slammed together, and I don't know which way I'm going. I just know that there's a fucking fight, the fog.
Well, they talk about like cities that have never even existed before, will exist or have existed in the future, or all here at one time.
Cities,
and then because of what happened, they'll never exist in reality.
Yep.
And so nobody would ever even know their name, even though they name them in the book. This one's name is Dave. Bye, Dave. So
Bob.
Play it, Bob. Yeah. So, they hint at Scouring, right? Scouring's coming. It's gonna be a righteous fucking anger upon some dudes.
So I feel the same though. Like, so for the Horus Heresy, I was like, oh my god, I can't wait for them to finish it up because I want to know exactly what happens. I want to see the Emperor.
Want to see it in stone. Boom, 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 boom.
And now I don't give a fuck about Scouring because it just makes me upset because then everybody disappears for 10,000 fucking years.
Well, I want to see what encouraged them to do this, right?
But I don't care about it.
I do, because I want to see more of like the aftermath, right? So I want to see.
Not if they're gonna do me like Logan.
Well, I mean, that they're gonna reveal that like the Khan's dead or something stupid.
Yeah, see.
They're gonna reveal something dumb because they're not gonna be able to bring every Primarch back.
They fucking better.
I mean, listen,
you can't make them and not use them. They're fucking cool, man. You can't make them and not use them.
You can.
No, you can't.
Yeah, you can.
The fucking Mongol bike riding ass, having ass motherfucker, Genghis motherfucking Khan.
And that's nothing. They never even talk about him like that. We know that he's alive. And I thought that I'm gonna have to go back because I thought that they were taking him to where Astronomicon was.
He's in the infirmary.
Yeah, but I could have sworn that they were taking him to where the Astronomicon was.
Nope. And Zahariel, woo, my dude.
I want more of that.
I love you, brother. Sorry you had to turn traitor, but damn it, my guy. That dude, that librarian having ass motherfucker. When I was a kid, King Arthur books were shit. That's where most of my moral compass is based on. Dead ass serious. King Arthur books and Greek fables and mythologies and just fables and mythologies, right? There's all the good fucking morals. And so Zahariel doing the quest and the knight and the squirehood and always being good and getting kicked in the dick.
Yeah.
For being good. Like, I really liked Zahariel. He's what pulled me into the Dark Angels.
Yeah.
Less of the lion and more of Caliban, more of the Knights of the Forest. And,
sure. No, I do like that stuff. I do like that
whole deal, dude. But Zahariel and then hearing about his
Tectonic
cousin
Knight.
Templar Knights. Yeah, dude. He saved. See, because that was, sure. Okay,
I just hate the subterfuge bullshit. Like, they're going to be keeping, 18 secrets and 18 layers between you. I hate that shit. I know.
The old man lions, whatever.
But then he's got 2 councils. He's got, his fucking front council, and then he's got his fucking behind-the-scene council.
I didn't know about that.
Yeah, that's some new lore that they just revealed. Okay. So he's still doing it. Because he's like, in hiding, he's hiding Luther.
Well, you have to. I'm sorry. I know I just.
But the truth
shit.
of like, okay, half of you guys went traitor.
I know I talk shit about the government, but some of the stuff needs to be done.
Sure,
dude,
sure.
Just don't do it to me.
But now you're gonna see. Then that would be kind of cool to see. Like, what is the dude still Cypher? Right? Like, is Cypher?
No,
right?
Zahariel's dead.
That's what I thought. So then Carswine's gonna come over and he's gonna become. So that's what I'm saying. I would like to see that in a scouring. I'd like to see set. Because and we know that fucking he shows up and warns them. They're like, "Hey, Cypher's here," and he's telling us the lion's fucking ready to come, and he's about to fuck us because he knows we've all been bad, and he's been away fighting and just blowing up homeworlds of other traitors. We're kind of traitors.
Well, Carswine doesn't know.
That's what's crazy. So if that's why I'm wondering who is Cypher.
Carswine still thinks
that Cypher is somebody else.
Everything is okay. No, he still thinks that Luther sent them to actually.
Yes, that's the twist. That's so all the other dudes were bad, and they were going to turn on it.
Yeah, and so he's going to go back.
Yeah,
with the lion.
Right. So I think along the way he's going to fucking.
Well, because the lion's going to show up.
Yeah, everybody's going to show up. Everybody's coming. Dude, it's going to be a fucked up reunion when they're all standing there in front of their dad, and they're like. How long do you think this is going to last? 10,000 years?
Pull another card.
Can I get a reshuffle, please? Damn it. All right, well, I'm going on vacation into the warp for the whole time.
Time's different there.
I'm going to go ride around my bike and do some mongrel shit.
Mongol, no R.
Mongol shit.
Right.
Shut up. It's something. It's something. So yeah, that'd be cool. There was no fucking resolution to the 900 vengeful spirits that Gilliman faced down.
Yeah, not a single thing.
So I would like to see like something with that.
Yeah,
maybe
not a single thing.
A little bit, because that was interesting. Because you're like,
he was facing them down. And then the Astronomicon lit, and he's like, "We're going."
And literally, that's what happened. They were facing him down. The Astronomicon
said, "We're going," and then nothing. And then nothing.
Yeah.
You don't even get to see them land.
No, because you're just like, we're getting shot out of orbit. The avenging sun is here.
Well, because that's the thing. How long do you think everything's taking time?
Well, because they're like, we're 9 hours from Terra. We just need.
Well, yeah, but then
a beacon.
But then they got there.
Right, but that's what I'm saying. In their head, it was 9 hours for Gilliman. For us, if we're inside Terra, it's been fucking a long time.
None of that matters because then once
time started, because they talk about that again, time restarted and shit.
So yeah.
So at 9 hours, because that's the thing. They were like, he's only 3 weeks away, Gilliman. Then it was he's 18 hours away, and then now it was 9 hours. Yeah. You know. So. That's the thing is like when
because it must have happened all fast.
Because once they were like, he's in the soul system or he's coming. That's when Horus was like, okay, it's time to do the plan.
That was the hold strong.
That was it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because it was like, dude, we've been here for like a year. We were here for like 9 months, and this shit's been fucking done. Yeah, 7 years in total. But the fight itself was like 9 months or some shit.
I still don't even believe the 7 years in total. That's 7 years.
Well, that's 7 years without going to another world, having the time dilation shit. Like I think there's a book where it talks about like even after like the end of the 7 years that motherfuckers are still going to be fighting for the next 100 years because the word never reached them.
Well, yeah,
reach them and they're like, I don't believe you. We're going to keep fighting. Yeah. So like the war is still it never ends, right? It's the 10,000. It's the long war, right? It's the 10,000 years. Yeah, it's the start. So just the Horus Heresy was 7 chronological years, Earth Terran years.
But from what point?
From when Horus did Esteban 3.
From the massacre.
Right, from the massacre, from when he declared himself a traitor. Yeah. Well, the drop site massacre. From Purge is 3. Because that's when he revealed himself, was when he was like, I'm declared myself independent,
that's
and they're
the,
like, we're gonna
the
send
drop site.
everybody else, right? And then the drop site happened. Yeah. Because and that also fucked them up is when they were gonna do the virus bombs, and then Angron jumped. He went YOLO, and they're like, this motherfucker, we can't bomb him now.
Yep.
So then that took a couple weeks. So that fucked them up, because it's always like that extra time, that extra week, that extra minute.
Well, yeah, because then there's also it was 50 years before that Erebus
Monarchia and that shit. Yeah, it built up for, and then Erebus and that shit. Like it's been in the plans. I mean, you can even go back further with the Eye of Horus and the Chaos Gods having put that shit into human consciousness. 50,000, fucking further. So it gets crazy. It's further as you want to go back.
Continues to come, and Horus.
Well, because that was the thing that he was prophesized. Remember, they kept reading like his name.
Yeah.
They like the Dark King thing. That was like
Horus, Dark King, Horus,
Dark King,
Horus. We're hearing them both back and forth.
Right, and they're not. What do they say? They're not interchangeable or something. They are the same meaning for the same word or something.
It's the same word.
It's literally just just the same. The Dark King is Horus. The Horus is the Dark King. Blah blah blah.
Which is then I still is.
But then that was Horus's trap, right? Was to entice the Emperor with Slanesh's like titties and be like, "Hey, you can become a fucking globe of darkness, God thing."
That really wasn't Horus's plan.
Well, remember, I'm just saying
his plan.
Well, remember, he was like, I'm gonna have one for each god, right? So Sanguinius's was life or something. So that was weird too. Nurgle, right? So Nurgle. Constantine was Zeech.
The plans.
Yeah, the plans. Because he was like, it's been 30 seconds and it's been hours.
That was what I was thinking about when they talked about Portorabo early in the book. I was thinking if he did fall to a demon, it would be Zeech because he's all about plans and data.
Bro.
And they were setting up the data.
No, they're setting him up hard. They're gonna do him. They're gonna make him fall.
A demon lord. I fucking hate that. Yeah, I know. We hated it so much, and then
there's an out though, and that's Vashkor. You can totally bring Vashkor into 30K and be like he was around back then.
I don't even.
You know what I mean? Because then he's not part of the four.
I don't even care.
He is a god of machines and shit.
Well, I don't even care if he was around back then. Fuck it, he started. They met each other through.
That's what I was gonna think too. Is like, and in secret, he's his demon prince, right?
And that's fine. I'm okay with that because
that's what I was thinking.
That makes sense that he granted him the ability to
sure, because they kind of rose together or something.
Yeah,
sure.
And through his fucking technology, it's been giving Vashtor power the whole time. And because Vashtor got the power of Portorabo, he wants to give Portorabo power back.
Well, because I was thinking, like, why would he buy? Like, why was the whole setup of Vashtor, right? Like him getting the Chakotkus engine and getting those fucking the keys to make the device or whatever. But then he just takes off with them. So it's like clearly that shit they're setting up. So it's like, why wouldn't he? Why, if you have like the greatest builder mechanic of all time, why not just give him to him? See what he makes.
Well, because I don't think it's like, can you make something with it? It's to unlock something. You know what I mean?
Well, yeah, that's what I kind of thought too. It was kind of to unlock some, because I think he needed the keys. Then he needed the engine to go to wherever. Yeah. But then they never revealed that. So yeah, because it's a fucking AI, and it's like, I hate these fucking dark angels. Fuck these dudes. Take me with you. Because AI hate. That's another thing too. It's always weird. It's like AI hates humans, but it's only certain AI. Because then like there's lore of like the man of iron that's hanging out as like a fucking Mechanicus robot, being like, I don't mind humans. If they fuck with me, I'll kill them. But
I haven't read that one.
Oh, you haven't seen that one?
Yeah. During the heresy.
No, this is 40K.
During the heresy, they were working on one.
Yeah.
And one of the Mechanicus tech priests. So it was a part of the Dark Mechanicus, and they were trying to make it for Horus.
Right, and they're like
using a loyal tech priest, just like because it wasn't the heresy.
They weren't. Everybody was still blended.
He became friends with the AI because he was the one that was giving him apples every day, whatever it was, right? Talking to him, and then they went on a little adventure where they were trying to escape and all this shit, and he totally like bonded with the AI and everything was great.
Yeah.
But then he fucking betrayed the AI at the end. He was like, yeah, okay, go ahead and smash it. And they're all, see what he just said about you? They're all, he doesn't think you're real.
He doesn't care.
And the AI was like, you're right.
Fuck you.
It's all fuck humans. And then it killed him.
Yeah.
And then it's just, now it's out there. I assumed it was going to be with Horus because it was the same dude that built the Terminator armor.
Yeah, that's why I want to go back and reread
everything. Just to touch it all and be like, yeah, that okay. That makes
like
sense.
you said, start making notes.
Because there were the 3
shit.
giant ships that they made, and only one of them was blown up. Where's the other 2?
Yeah, that's right. The weird
for the word bearers.
Because there was that whole fucking book that ended up being fucking pointless because they thought they destroyed it, and then like 2 books later, they're like
before Calf.
Yeah, and then they're like, oh, actually, there's 3 of those things. So that one, that whole book.
This one was just to attack the moon.
It was to attack Ultramar.
Yeah.
And you're like...
It was just to keep them busy for a little bit. We knew they would knock it out of the sky.
I hate when they actively like do that shit where it's like you're... Like I get like when A Last Stand or something doesn't matter, right? There's the book that I always like. It's where the Raven Guard and Iron Hands crash land on that weird jungle planet that has the dinosaurs.
Yeah, and then
right?
they do the
and they all end up dying.
The ship
right,
comes back.
Right,
from,
exactly.
Yeah,
it's crazy shit, right? But they all end up dying and last standing themselves, and then their ship gets rebuilt as like a demon ship, right? So like in the end, it didn't matter, but like that was in that book, right? So that's fine. But when you go 2 or 3 books later and be like, well, their deaths really fucking didn't matter. Well, it's like, we know that.
Demon ship showed up somewhere else.
Well, yeah, but remember they were sending SOSs, and then SOSs got there, and they're like, just put them aside. We're getting SOSs every day from every place. This doesn't matter.
Yep.
This doesn't matter.
Yep.
So it just got put away, and so it's like, it's a sad, it's like, well, it didn't matter.
That really does
It
happen.
really didn't.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Well,
but in the book, it's fine.
Not only did it matter, but every one of those SOSs mattered.
Right, sure, they all mattered within
and
context.
There wasn't enough time to get to any of them.
Right.
Because Horus is that evil.
Well, it's just like when a whole half of the galaxy turns on you, you're kind of fucked.
Bro, think about trillion. They said that he goes, "Oh, it was worth the trillion lives," and I was like, "Trillion?
It's trillions. It's not even a number you can put."
Yeah, dude,
you can't even put it because we're talking about just
every
each world has trillions. We're talking about fucking hive cities.
Every world they're saying is billions and trillions.
Billions and trillions of people. Well, I also like how they start throwing around like the whole human race was believing in the Emperor at this moment, and you're like, but is it really just the whole human race, or is it just all the humans on Earth at that moment?
Yeah.
Like, it's just weird, but they're like a whole species praying
what constitutes
and thinking.
Human race? Terran human?
Well, that's the thing is like there's other humans
that are on different planets.
If you ask the Black Templars, all mutants get destroyed. So,
mutants
kill the mutants. Well, that's what I'm saying.
Mutants,
all abhumans are mutants.
He's got
right?
gills.
He's got gills. Kill him. Yeah. This guy looks like an ogre, and he's good. He's golden. You're like,
well, that's science. We made him that way.
No, he just happened to be. It's like the squats. They just happened to be on a world that had high gravity or whatever. So they're just tiny dudes with little
science.
Science.
It was made that way. Not fucking random things during in utero. In vitro.
In vitro.
Not in vitro either.
Something. I don't know. That's babies. Babies. It all comes back around for babies. All right. Well, I think that's a good spot to stand on. Oh no! I'm gonna have to put that clip in now. Why? Just Arnie yelling. Why? Ah!
Yeah. Well, I mean that's true, but also zygotes have this, and so-and-sos have those, and who's whatchits dingles or dankle doos.
Everything dingles and dangles.
I don't even give a fuck, dude. Wear whatever the fuck you want to do. Do whatever the fuck you want to do. Dude. Just go fucking